While the tornado event happened 2 years ago, its effects on this community are still evident.
From brake pads to gears, even tires are becoming harder to find. Stuffy, the Missouri Supreme Court unanimously ruled today that the ballot measure approving Medicaid expansion is deemed constitutional. Now this means Missourians eligible under Amendment 2 will soon be able to enroll. Missouri State Chamber of Commerce released this statement earlier today supporting businesses or employers that want to require COVID-19 vaccines for their employees. More than 26,000 Afghans are still awaiting their special immigration visas to be approved. This week I talked with an Afghan citizen who says he is fearful for his life and the safety of his family. Artifacts from the museum date more than 6,000 years, including this piece from pre-colonial America.
This Saturday marks that 20th anniversary of those terrorist attacks. While the events took place mostly in New York City and Washington, D.C., its effects were felt across the nation, including here in mid-Missouri. KOMU8's Brynda tells us two accounts of two men with mid-Missouri connections who were in D.C. when the Pentagon was attacked.
I will never forget the events that took place 20 years ago on September 11th of 2001. And in fact, I keep an actual limestone fragment from the Pentagon that was on the outer face of the part that was destroyed.
Retired Major General Byron Bagby, a Fulton native, graduated from Westminster College and went on to make a career in the Army. He was working at the Pentagon on 9/11. Outside, MU journalism school graduate Ted Brydis was commuting to work at the Wall Street Journal when he saw a plane heading straight towards the Pentagon.
It was roaring in, and I had this moment of gloom, this sort of, oh my God, it's gonna hit the building.
The plane flew right past him and went straight into the Pentagon, just 200 feet away from Byron Bagby's office.
We heard this loud blast, and we felt this huge building shake.
Outside, Brydis could see a large fireball explosion erupt from the building.
And I remember just punching the dashboard on my car, just out of sort of seething exasperation that this was happening and right in front of me.
In the aftermath, Bagby lost 2 staff members in the attack. It fell to him to notify the next of kin, one of them, a 6-year-old, that mom would not be coming home.
I have never done anything harder in my entire life, intellectually, physically, mentally, or emotionally. That was the hardest thing I have done in my life.
Brynda, KOMU8 News.
Byron Bagby is now retired in Virginia, and Ted Brydis now teaches journalism at the University of Florida. If you wish to see more of our coverage on September 11th, be sure to check out KOMU.com. If you're in the market for a new bike, you might have to pump the brakes. There's a national shortage, and it's impacting local bike shops here in mid-Missouri. KOMU's Brynda is live at Walt's Bike Shop after talking to bike shops across Columbia. And Sean, what did those shops tell you?
Since March of last year, when the pandemic began, bikes have become a sought-after item, which are becoming harder to find. I spent all day in Columbia talking to local bike shop owners and how this shortage is affecting their business. Biking is one of the most popular activities one can do in Columbia, but a national shortage of bikes is causing a few bike store owners some worry. Sam Botts of Walt's Bicycle and Wilderness on College Avenue has been having a hard time fulfilling orders.
Right now we have over 1,000 bikes on back order. Some of them with back order dates as soon as a week or two from now, and some of them with ETAs that are next year.
Down on Providence at CycleX, store owner Brian Kusla is having the same issue.
So now there's bikes that we ordered in October that we still haven't gotten yet. So pretty significant amount of time. If we were to order a bike now, it would probably take 6 or 7 months to get.
From brake pads to gears, even tires are becoming harder to find. According to some local bike shops, companies such as Trek and Specialized have been having a hard time meeting the increasing demand for bikes, so orders are backlogged. One customer at CycleX says he had a hard time finding parts for his bike last year.
It took me weeks to get a pair of tires. It took me a month to get a computer when my computer was destroyed. It's taken a long time to get bearing parts and things.
Now, Columbia Parks and Rec says the city has 9 trails throughout the city. The MKT is one, Hinkson Trail is one, even Bear Creek Trail, which is north of I-70, is available for public use. The bike store manager that I talked to today at Waltz, which is right behind me, he says that they only have 35 bikes on sale, which is not typical from the typical amount of 350 bikes, which they usually sell. Live in Columbia, Brynda, KMU8 News.